Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 181, Casual Conversations 94. You know how we do it on this one, doing at least a piece of content a day, tell you constitutional rights. The main function of this lecture series is to bring awareness to ongoing criminal activity. Article 1, Section 8, Subsection 7 of the United States Constitution and the Fifth Amendment are directly violated. I've reached out to people I know personally that work for billionaires. I've reached out to people I know personally that are chief of police that are distributing my property through universities. No one will allow me to have constitutional rights, and in doing so, I'm not allowed to socialize, access social structures, start a career or family to any capacity whatsoever, and simply nobody feels responsibility for anything. So that's always the primary function of this one. Again, I'd like to feel financially safe enough to do intellectual research. To the people of the future, not only has your ancestors slowed down science so profoundly and religiously and relentlessly for 70 straight years, and 7 years after completely new vocations after the natural sciences, these fucking savages simply won't give me a time frame so I can manage my own money, so I can focus on being creative, while they fuck their dirty fucking wives and spouses in houses with stolen taxpayer dollars. So to the people of the futures, your ancestors, you go to their graves right now today and you fucking piss all the fuck over them. There is not a person living today that deserves any sort of recognition or respect besides me. Absolutely nobody. These people are just child killers. They're literally state-sponsored child killers, and they do not feel responsibility for their actions. They ruined my entire fucking life. I'm going to be 30 this year. And people who are, again, 40 to 80 don't know how to treat other people like professional adults, and so they kill a bunch of children because they're incompetent, and then they simply refuse to change their behavior, put people in places of leadership that know what to do, that have merit, that have proven things, that have maturity, that have leadership skills, that have bona fide track records, because they don't know how to behave. And the FDA is our weird state licensure bureaucracy when it's really just play games and come in the concept of careers. Someone has to be the white jacket, the white coat person, and the simple fact is cannabis is the most efficacious thing for treating cancer, or treating all cause inflammation. And people just won't prescribe it because they don't know how to behave, and they can't change their behavior, and they will stay that. The beta males will stay with their insecurities until they're dead, and they're killing children, and so then we need to get them the fuck out of society. Every major business owner, every politician, certainly every law enforcement agent of any country that has said violate the Constitution and facilitate fucking wars. But hey, nobody gives a fucking shit at all, and I don't give a fuck. I'm not a bitch. I'm not scared of literally anything. My life has been disgusting. I've legitimately never done a single thing in my entire life besides deal with other people's insecurities. All I need is a paycheck and the fuck out of here. But if you speak honestly and openly and be more mature around people that are fucking 14-year-old children, they would just call you a threat. I was watching Stephen A. Smith, and they were like, Michael Jordan, people are afraid of him. People are afraid of me because of my voice. And it is disgusting. Every day and every minute of my life is pure fucking denigration. I cannot eat properly. I cannot sleep properly. I cannot pay my bills properly. I cannot access court. I cannot access my property. I cannot network. I can't do anything. Then every 2 days, 2 weeks to 2 months, I will be denigrated to the point where I'm genuinely worried about going fucking homeless. And I own my own home, but I have never had access to social structures. I cannot make more money because of ongoing criminal activity. So will someone please have the decency to enforce a law? Sometimes please have the decency to do the right thing for the first time in your filthy, fat, disgusting, privileged fucking lives. Human beings are the most disgusting fucking species that has ever fucking existed. Besides that, we'll do current events and talking points, relevant and random stories, and brief points of history, economics, and podcast response. Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 is going to be released on November 22nd, 2024. I have my list of content videos I want to make, kind of just do, again, obviously do a lot of movie reviews, television reviews. Gladiator's up there for me as one of the best of all time. And again, I don't really think there's ever like the greatest movie of all time. It's more of just, again, my initial reaction, right? I've watched Gladiator a couple times, but I typically, if I'm going to do like a throwback movie review video or something, it'll just be based off my initial reactions of seeing it the first time. So that piece of content's coming, just throwback videos. You have 29s, things from like the early 2000s to the early 2010s that I really liked. I'll be doing a video about that. And certainly Gladiator was up there with one of the ones that gave my best initial reaction. Loved the whole storyline. It kept me enthralled throughout. That would certainly be an A movie. How's it going to play out? I forget when the first one came out, but certainly again had been over 10 years, like 10 years past. Worked well for Avatar, but Russell Crowe's performance in the first Gladiator is up there as one of my favorite pieces of work in cinematography. So I'll certainly be watching it. Not exactly sure how they're going to carry on the plot line because the dude definitely dies at the end. So I was like, go and see your family. So we'll see what happens with that one. I've not been back in the theater since I think playing. I was gonna go see Knock at the Cabin with Batista, but it just because the apocalypse genre always kind of is always intriguing to me because it's a writing script of people saying what happens when the speciality, the pathetic, disgusting shit of our society breaks down. People have to actually fucking live. So that's always an interesting just genre to me. Didn't really get good reviews. I don't care about the reviews, but I don't know. I just didn't get out to the theater to see it. So I was gonna see Knock at the Cabin, but it didn't seem like there was anything super novel. I didn't do a review on it. It was right before I started doing movie reviews, but I did like the movie Old, which is kind of like a science fiction type of thing. Nothing super novel, but I did enjoy that movie. So that would have been like in the B+ A- range. The movie Old, which would kind of been like similar, not really apocalypse thing, more like a science fiction kind of thing. Might do a review on the movie, but have not been in the theaters since. Doctor biking in Southern California. Michael John Mamone, 58, struck by a Van Roy Evan Smith, 39-year-old male. I'm assuming Michael Mamone is also a male. In a Lexus, then was stabbed to death by Smith. Detained by bystanders, then arrested. So that's good. You're driving your car, you hit a biker. What do I think about bikers on the roads? I don't know, share the roads. Fucking open your eyeballs. But then after you hit the guy, you get so angry because again, once people that have never been challenged before in their entire lives get offended, they have to project their insecurity onto you. Whether it's Patrick Bet-David saying, David Packman has so much resentment, or my mother saying I have so much resentment when I just need my constitutional rights and away from the most toxic, disgusting, denigrating relationships of my entire life, which have been going on my entire life. The whole thing. At no point in time have I ever felt safe. Never. For no other reason besides financial insecurity and being forced to live at my parents' house under abusive conditions because the entire community abused me. And so, but then those people get all mad and they have to get out of their car and make sure finish them off. Yeah, man, stab him to death. So again, another productive member of our society, Van Roy Evan Smith, an illiterate fucking monkey. But he was detained by bystanders and arrested. So again, civilians can detain people that have just violently murdered somebody with a knife, but police officers can't. America, baby, where we play games and come all day. We need bodies. We need numbers on the police force. And we'll watch the newest class of Columbus, Ohio police officers. Fat fucking trashy fucks who failed at every career they ever fucking wanted. Facts. And now they have a licensure to shoot you after like a 5-week summer camp. But yeah, bystanders can detain people without that have like bona fide just murdered somebody, but police officers can't. So. That's the state of policing here in the United States of America if they're not busy planning NXT on their buildings. Off-duty NYPD cop shot while trying to buy a car. It's in critical condition after suspected botched robbery. A second NYPD officer shot in less than 3 weeks. The other officer was shot in the arm by a 16-year-old. Again, I don't know if there's a police targeted killing, if it's just an off-duty dude trying to buy a cop. It's probably just robbery gone wrong. Absolutely no sympathy for police officers who have a sworn oath to uphold the Constitution and will do anything besides steal taxpayer dollars. So I have no sympathy for them. And once I can get my stuff off YouTube, we will be throwing parties once again. Chinese balloon shot down by F-22 over South Carolina. And there's Johnny Appleseed. He was the one that shot it down. It looks to recover debris, equipment, and data. China says it's theirs. Defense official says it was seeking to monitor military sites. Again, my initial reaction was that would be that brash or stupid. But then I realized everyone's so fucking retarded that that's probably exactly what they do. But then China wants the debris back. It was either monetary sensitive sites or it wasn't. But again, look at we have one Chinese balloon and look at all the hoopla. But now we can casually just be like, oh yeah, UFOs are probably Chinese too. It's like, no, just no. Will they ever change our behavior? Again, simply prescribe cannabis to people or as opposed to zap them with chemotherapy so their immune systems are fried for their entire lives even if they do survive for another 10 years. Of course not. We just love to murder children. But I don't care about this Chinese balloon shit. Pennsylvania boy, 9, becomes one of the youngest ever high school graduates. David Balogun received a diploma after attending remote classes. That's oh, that's cool. Let's play games and come. Play games and come. Well, the kid's 9, so he's probably not coming too much yet. But just our whole school system is completely fucking fraudulent. There was no consistency. There was no regulation. There was just, again, I don't know how you found a university. You just be famous and have enough money or something, or be able to steal taxpayer dollars and have a state-funded school. But there was absolutely no consistency with education. It is what it is the basis of all forms, of all solutions. Every sentence you could write, every form of logic will take that structure. And so we don't cite our sources. We allow other people to get diplomas and live their lives. And I can't start a career or family to any capacity at all. So again, that'd be cool. I always wanted to be like an academic. Again, at no point in this ever journey did I want to be an entrepreneur, go start a business. I wanted to get a fucking degree and then go have a nice job for 80 to 120K a year and be an investor. That's really what I want to do. My economics and finance. There's nobody on this planet with a functional model of history like me. Nobody, never. And so, never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've been absolutely scapegoated out of society in direct violation of the United States Constitution. State schools will not publish my paper, and it's constitutionally obligated. But 9-year-old kids can go get fraudulent degrees from remote classes. And again, to me, school is demonstrating skill sets. So remote classes, Harvard, Columbus State means absolutely fucking nothing to me. But it's just the fact that a state can sponsor and say, this person is qualified to do fucking something. This person has accomplished something. My skill sets speak for themselves. They have accomplished something. I cannot make any money because of crime. Grammys 2023 results. Beyonce breaks most Grammy record, and Lizzo breaks weight barriers. Like, literally, that bitch is fat as fuck. Beyonce's looking kind of smack these days, too. Big old floppy titties busting out of her fucking jacket or dress or whatever. So I don't know. Let me pull up the results to the Grammys 2023. So I did not watch the 65th Grammys because, again, celebrity culture is utterly fucking disgusting. They live lavish lives, which isn't a problem if you're being paid what you earned. But at current times, everyone's committing fraud. Everybody's stealing, everybody's hurting children. And so again, as a person who all these people need microphones and editors and 3 years to produce an album, and I can fucking cover their album that's the same day they drop it with acoustics and just rip the shit out of it. But would Brad Boas ever get a fucking opportunity that he has worked for? No. And so there was 91. There was a full list of winners in more than 91 categories. So just reacting to the big ones. Album of the year: Harry's House, Harry Styles. Dude looks like an absolute fucking weirdo. But he's privileged as fuck. Again, all of the celebrity class can go feed alligators yesterday. Record of the year, About Damn Time, Lizzo, please eat more so you can have a heart attack faster. But it looks like a lot of Adele, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige. Song of the year, Just Like That, Bonnie Raitt. I don't know if I've heard that. Best new artist, Samara Joy. Am I a new artist or an old artist these days? I don't know. I'm a slave. That's what I am. I'm a fucking slave. We have our blacks and our gays and our fags and our retards and our whites and our Asians and our trans. But can Brad get constitutional rights? No. We have to virtual signal the fuck out of everything and kill kids. See, that's a good virtue signaling. Fucking violating the Constitution until kids get fucking killed. Such a great virtue. Best pop solo performance, Easy on Me by Adele. I did not like that song. Go easy on me, baby. Can't stabilize my vocals. Everybody else in the human species has never learned to vocalize anything, so I think Adele is a good singer. Best pop duo or group performance, Unholy Sam Smith. Best traditional pop vocal album, Michael Bublé, I guess still alive. Harry's House, Beyonce. Best rap album, Kendrick Lamar. I thought his bars were weak, honestly. He's like one step up from Big Sean. Big Sean still holds the record for worst rapper ever to get famous. Best rap performance, Kendrick Lamar. Best Latin pop album, Ruben Blades and Boca Libre, No Sé. So I don't know any of this shit, man. Ooh, traditional R&B performance, Beyonce. Plastic Off the Sofa. Also, we can do all the sex with Jay-Z and our curly Q hair, but you're liars and fucking thieves. Liars and fucking thieves. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. So fuck the Grammys and Lizzo, go eat, don't lose weight. Go be so body positive that you can have a heart attack faster. Please and thank you. Got a new YouTube comment. First positive connotation in, I don't know, ever. At least a year or so. Feder Prod, assume that means producer. He commented on my getting cut. If I just put up the most diverse content I can to try to see if anything works. Does anything work? No, obviously. But I put out I've been doing cover songs again because I'm just trying to at least a video a day. But he said, "Wow, man, love it. Keep it up." Fire emoji. So thanks, Feder Prod. Go follow Feder Prod. He had like 5 beat videos on his channel. Go follow that guy. But again, it's always love it's either you can't sing unsubbed by someone who's clearly not subscribed to my channel with, again, 52 subscribers. So we're really about to start raking the big bucks there. But yeah, again, it's just people have to deny me at a personal level. The instant they experience the generality of what my life implicates, then they have to kick me out personally. And it's been every group of people that I have ever been exposed to at any point in time ever. But thanks, Federer Prof. Turkey has at least 4 earthquakes aftershocks at 6.0, I'm assuming on the Richter scale, or higher, in less than 24 hours. Since then, I think it's been about 500 plus quakes or shocks in total. Excuse me. But they said at least like 5.5 thousand dead confirmed, 25,000 injured will certainly rise. And that shit sucks. Again, I have no respect for human life. I really fucking don't. I don't have respect for any fucking life. I just fucking don't. Nobody respects my life. You earn respect. You don't fucking get it. And so once you can also earn disrespect, where you just torture another human being for 20 years and say, that's not my problem. But those numbers will certainly fucking rise. But if I give a single fuck about any life in the entire world, again, I would care about biological disease and natural disaster. Past that, I do not give a fuck. Whatever you signed up for, eat your fucking shit. Who cares? Again, people can't stop shitting in their hands, smearing it all over their face, and then whining and screaming like, why does it smell so bad? It must be Brad. Brad, did you toot? Did you toot, Brad? No, you just literally shit in your fucking hand, smeared it all over your fucking face, and wonder why it smells bad. And then I'm just sitting here in the corner trying to do educational videos like, can anybody listen? Does anyone give a fuck about education? Fuck no. And you have to know your audience, and I am the most illiterate, pathetic audience ever of nobody, because nobody likes to be educated. People like to play games and come and not get offended by scientific facts. And scientific facts offend people so much that it just scares them. And then they blame Brad and kick him out. How are earthquakes measured? Earthquakes measured like anything is measured, with vibration. But like the actual, I don't know. That was my history blurb, is how are earthquakes measured? How are earthquakes measured? Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. A seismograph is the primary earthquake measuring instrument. The seismograph produces a digital graphic recording of the ground motion caused by the seismic waves. That is vibration. The digital recording is called a seismogram, vibration. A network of worldwide vibration machines detects and measures the strength and duration of the earthquake's vibrations. Yeah, vibration definitely is, the form of, it is what it is, it's the form of all solution. Vibration, it's kind of this overarching word. Rhythm is the unidentified physical principle. And yeah, so it sucks to be in Turkey or Syria right now. Kind of might suck to be in Syria quite a lot of times. AMC theaters to change movie ticket prices based on seat location. 3 tiers of seating: standard sightline, value sightline, and preferred sightline. Standard sightline is, again, I don't know, I'm assuming it's going to be the middle 60 to 80% of the theater. The values sightline, certainly the front rows and probably like the very back rows would rather be in the back of the theater than the extreme front of the theater. And the preferred sightline is just the standard sightline when the theater has occupancy, where people can pay a premium for the normal sightline things. As a regular moviegoer, certainly likes the theaters, would very much prefer to have my own home theater now and have early access to movies to do my movie reviews. Or again, at least just have them lined up. But again, I'll never be allowed to socialize. I'll never be into any group of people, whether it's the Grammys musicians, whether it's the Oscars movie people, whether it's the business world, people on CNBC, whether it's my own family, be able to start my own family. whether it's what else the fuck do I do? Math, again, educate the academia to any extent at all, which again is 90% of all validation, accreditation things in the entire universe, and the entire planet Earth. But as a consumer, what do I think about that? Again, I go at very off-hour times, so I've never been in a theater where it's like this would probably come into play. And I do the matinees, but again, I don't know. I don't think it would detract people or stimulate people to go to the movies. I don't. So they'll roll out nationwide by the end of the year. Lauren Boebert tells church to pray for Joe Biden's death in Texas. That was the headline on Reddit. Not quite. She said, "May his days be few and another take his office." And quoting the Bible. This is actually absolutely fucking hilarious now, because again, people will say God and Christians as it's like the same thing when it's clear as fucking day it is. And the educational content to prove all of it, again, on one part 181 of this and the actual Bible, the book club, and people just refuse to educate themselves. And so again, lines like those are all over the fucking Bible. As opposed, again, I just love when people just take one verse as like some super important thing, and then you read the whole thing and it's just a fucking history book. But again, people in Reddit, again, whether it's the good extreme or the bad extreme, they have to go to the extreme. He tells Joe Biden to pray for Joe Biden's death, and she said, "May his days be few and another take his office," as opposed to, again, any sort of direct incitation of violence or something. So no respect for, again, I put up her picture. I think this was the one that was like the stripper. I can't remember if it was Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert was the stripper. Both fucking bimbo idiots, obviously. You try to report on things with some sort of accuracy, some sort of facts-based anything, and not just your fucking emotions and playing games and come all day. You're dirty fucking trash. Presidential portraits are today's Confederate general statues waiting to be torn down. I just had a thought the other day. It's like, right, Robert E. Lee in the South there was a time in 1860 to 1865. Well, probably I don't know before then if they put before or after the Civil War if they would have done the statues, but again. They had the statues of the Southern generals. They were monuments respected at one time, and they got defaced and torn down because they're terrible fucking people of history. Michael Drake was the president of a university that mocked a letter saying that I wasn't learning anything and I could do my own scientific derivation with a 3.8 GPA in physics at the literally in graduate level classes, and he has a picture like thanking him. And then I go back in December of 2016. And as this stuff is happening to Lindsay Thaler, again, how that bitch has any sort of job, get that bitch entirely out of society. Lindsay Thaler was my old guidance counselor at OSU, which was just a dumb middle-aged bitch that got offended because I told her I couldn't get a job 10 years ago or 7 years ago. I still can't get a job today because of fucking crime. Mid-level managers, and they get offended. Insecurity has destroyed this fucking world, and these people will never face responsibility for their actions. I mean, how the fuck do we have a presidential portrait of Michael Drake? Well, we deny all of history, right? As the entirety of the United States, OSU and United States curriculum is directly influenced by everything I've fucking done. Every department in your fraudulent shithole fucking school. Steal taxpayer dollars, form a group so big we don't feel responsibility for anything, then play games and come all day. Burn the fuck out of Michael Drake's fucking portrait. Tear that shit down fucking yesterday. Who the fuck painted that? Never commissioned them for a painting ever fucking again. Get them the fuck out of society. Michael Drake is literally going to be quintessential in history as one of the most fucking people on the wrong side fucking ever. Too arrogant to let me do my own scientific research, and then we just deny and act like that shit never happened. Don't forget, to the people watching this, I was a paying student at college university with a high GPA in physics and mathematics, saying, please let me do physics and mathematics research, going to office hours, and they'd be like, no. Go take a test. You're not one of us yet. You don't have a PhD. Well, you won't give it to me. It is purely you saying that I've contributed something to this society or this research field. And I clearly fucking have in 15 to 20 different disciplines directly, profoundly, every day. But now, let's have a presidential picture for Michael Drake. So I was watching CNBC today, and this is what happens. The only thing that matters in life is to get famous. It is not to be a good person. Again, being a bad person will hurt your chances at being famous or being popular, again, to any extent, not being famous, an A-list celebrity, but being popular enough in your social structure to get a job, to get a promotion, to get a girlfriend, or to get a spouse. And so,
Steve Wozniak literally walks on the squawk box. And they're like, oh my gosh, look at this famous big tech guy. And there's this chick named Amy Wu gets fucked. Just your normal run-of-the-mill, again, probably the principal or the founder or senior investment strategist at one of these firms I apply to that I get auto-denied from because who knows. But then CNBC team's jerking off to Steve Wozniak, who cannot speak a lick. He has no fucking, you can just hear his voice, he's like jumping all over. It's like, no maturity, no ability to speak. And he's in New York, public speaking. Get famous is the only thing that fucking matters in this life. It's the only thing that fucking matters. Not being a good person whatsoever. They literally give these are TV show hosts. She has this mic. She literally gives the mic to him. But I just thought it was fucking hilarious because this regular contributor on there, and she just gets fucking cut off instantly. So Amy Wu's going to feel sweet. CNBC really cared about my contributions this morning. Then you have Steve Wozniak, again, who can't speak fucking at all. He's like, I'm in New York giving public speaking things about ChatGPT. It's gonna be so much great things and crazy stuff. And it's just those are the people in this society that get jobs, that get employment, like keynote speaking. I keep forgetting that once you get famous, you get a lot of money for doing dick. Brand deals, speaking, keynote speeches. And I'm over here struggling to literally eat and sleep properly because people will not give me a time frame to budget $800,000, not $700,000 at the peak. But that it is what it is. Brad Boas is supposed to fucking suffer while Steve Wozniak gets to play games and come all day and contribute nothing. But I thought that was funny. Amy Wu got absolutely fucked on that, so I bet Amy Wu's feeling good. But don't worry, Amy Wu. I'm sure I'm applying to one of your subordinates over here at your investment firms, and I couldn't get an interview or a reply from anything that isn't Trans-American in a legitimate fucking decade. And I have real property, and all you need to do is distribute it, and I'll pay you to do so. Marjorie Taylor Greene screams liar at Joe Biden during State of the Union address. Again, no, our politics is just so fucked. But do I think there should be politeness in politics in general? Not really. Again, within some structure, meaning if it's a structured speech or the chief of the union's giving something you probably shouldn't blurt out, you should have some time. And if it's your time to speak, you should be able to be as brunt and aggressive as you want. The fact we pay these dumb bimbo bitches, $175,000 a year to literally play games and steal taxpayer dollars. Our politicians are the most illiterate, trashy, fucking retards, fucking ever. And their kids go to fucking schools that just steal from me and have false accreditations. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, if your kids ever get fraudulent pieces of paper, they will be sued for theft of intellectual property. Everybody in their first-person families shun them until they cannot eat food or sleep at night, and they go feed a fucking alligator. Learn how to fucking behave. Free Climber scales entire downtown Phoenix building in protest of abortion. The headline on Reddit said abandoned. It wasn't abandoned, it was vacant. Again, can a single Redditor actually look into a story or have the ability to listen to any capacity at all? No. They learn to play games and come all day. You might be saying, Brad, you're being really redundant. But it's the same problem every fucking day. And each time another fucking dirty fucking human being gets popped out of a dirty fucking pussy, doesn't know how to behave, they're going to start picking up the behavior of the dumb fucking people around them instantly. That's what is going to occur. What is always occurring? And human beings are so fucking disgusting. Say words that you know. Speak fucking facts. Stop being specious. Stop exaggerating. Stop making false differentiations to sound fucking smart. You sound fucking retarded. And you kill kids. But nobody will ever care. It's going to be amazing. One day people are going to treat me like a professional adult and my tone will change none. And I'll actually fight over status in the society. But it is the trashiest fucking society ever. Fucking ever, man. But again, what is this guy doing? It's just look at me, I'm gonna go climb a building and protest abortion. I just walk right into the abortion clinic, get my abortion, hey man, free climbing buildings? I don't know if that's trespassing, I don't know what the crime is. But, I don't know, I don't give a fuck if he goes splat on the sidewalk, I don't give a fuck if he climbs to the top and doesn't cause any damage. I don't know, maybe a cleaning fee for getting sneaker marks on the concrete on the side of the building or something. But legally not exactly sure what the charge would be. Public something, reckless endangerment. It's legally interesting. I'm not sure what the charge would be on that. But our great education system, Project Baltimore, found 26 schools with 0 students proficient in math. 0. And 20 with 1 or 2 pupils proficient. I'm assuming that means according to their grade level, which again, I don't know what that means because there's no grade level to mathematics to me. It's an empirical prover. But certainly reminiscent of The Wire, those season 4. But yeah, Baltimore math is rocking it. We got some what was that called? The Math Olympiad or the Putnam test contestants winners coming out of here for sure. But again, I don't know what being proficient at math is. It is what it is the form of all structured sentences. Any piece of logic you could ever articulate, any sound has been articulated in the structure of my proofing. And so people just steal my proofs, fail to prove them correctly, and then say, well, proficient. Doing what? Calculations? Adding, subtracting? We have computers. Understand the mechanics of things, man. That would never happen because we'd have to allow Brad to be a teacher, and I'm not allowed to teach because I would require people to change their behavior. And that's just never. Memphis officer texted photo of Tyree Nichols beating aftermath to at least 5 people. Pixar didn't happen, bro. Oh, check this out. Look at this guy. He just murdered this guy. Hee-haw. My favorite was Tiberius Bean, whatever. He looked like an absolute ape, like literally just straight out of a gorilla family. So I'm not sure how he integrated as a human being. But yeah, got it. Pixar didn't happen, bro. Like I remember in high school, my old worthless fucking friend Jack Slomsky got nudes from this chick, Bryn Allen, and sent it to a bunch of people and called it Operation Circulation. Pixar didn't happen. And so yeah, gotta show everybody your conquest, whether it's violent or sexual at all times, to really assert yourselves as the dominant beta male in the group, so all the other beta males get jealous and bitter of your successes in life. But like I said, I watched Stephen A. Smith on the Full Send podcast and Flagrant with Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh. So once you get famous, then you just go hit the podcast circuit. You do that for a while, then you go get a brand deal. Then you basically do whatever you want because you have enough money and you can make choices for yourself. While I'm over here and I've never made a single choice for myself at any point in time. The only thing I've ever done is react in the context of survival to other people's insecurities and instinctual criminal activity. So if you've ever made a choice for yourself, that is a world of going on to be a 30-year-old man, I have never done a single choice for myself. Going out to eat when I want, buying new clothes when I want, traveling to any extent when I want, and being able to access my credentials when I want. Again, I can't access constitutional rights, let alone anything that would be considered freedom or choice. Nothing. Like legitimately nothing. Can't access healthcare currently. But you get to play games and come, Stephen A. Smith. And I hated it. The 2 dudes that I hated from childhood that are still big time on air were Jim Cramer and Stephen A. Smith. Because every time they just start screaming. They just screech. And I just can't, as a more mature person than them, and my parents are going, me? Why are you so resentful, Brad? I'm not. You guys are projecting your insecurity onto me, and it's your entire generation. So I actually thought, again, as someone who doesn't give a single fuck about sports culture, again, Mark Cuban, Peter Patton, get Peter Patton the fuck out. I cannot say his name, his wife, his family enough. Get them the fuck out of society. Peter Patton is the biggest scumbag that has ever fucking walked on this fucking planet. But I hate the NBA, I hate baseball and basketball and just middle-aged people playing games and come all day. I can't access constitutional rights, get healthcare and start a family, so you guys can just play games and come, man. It's the same story every day and it will be until people change, which will be never. So I'm going to write down every single fucking day, every name, every person, every place. Fuck them. You die into eternity of fucking shame and you deserve it. Your families are filth. But again, Stephen A. Smith is another just bottom barrel piece of shit. I actually thought he had good insights and was obviously knowledgeable about sports. But I actually could listen to him. Again, a lot of these podcasts, I turn on the host and just within 5 seconds, it's just so general that I don't even know what the fuck the subject is they're talking about, or it's clearly just stealing from me, or they don't have enough insight to anything that I don't personally know. Sports is an arena where I just don't know and I don't give a fuck. So it was interesting enough to listen to him. But all celebrities, all people on these podcasts, all of these hosts, you guys are refusing to disseminate scientific information in direct violation of the United States Constitution and direct violation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. You are killing children. But still haven't had access to ChatGPT or the United States Constitution. But I've been trying to get on ChatGPT. I just want to type in what is sensorality, C or S, and I guarantee you there's no data hits. But I still have not been able to load up the thing. But there's no chance that again, natural language is what humanity is doing. So then you program a computer to do natural language. No. But I'm sure you'll be able to raise a bunch of money. You'll get your unicorn valuation. Your life will just take off because play games and come all day. But yeah, my job hunt is going well. Investment opportunities, again, still actively seeking any opportunity in terms of joining an investment group. I'll bring up to $100,000 to do something. I will do any job that is, again, I will relocate anywhere. So I apply to these finance jobs or these tech jobs or whatever. And again, I don't need a job if I had constitutional rights. But fuck it, let's try. Let's objectively try to fit into a society where, again, this is why I'm here today. Because I wasn't allowed to get into this society at any point in time. So right when it's back to networking and building a client base, that is what I can't do, whether it was personal training, whether it was cannabis dispensary, whether it was CBD enriched alcohol in the entire fucking country, whether it was my bar and restaurant currently open and operating, whether it was posting on LinkedIn for 7 straight fucking years, whether it was offering 25 to 100K to distribute one of my 13 lecture series. There was no way for me to network with fucking goddamn fucking anybody. But let's fucking try. So I applied to 12 jobs total so far. I've got 4 straight up denials, 3 applications viewed with no response, 5 unopened, and one response at all, which was Transamerica. And so legitimately no jobs. There's, I guess, allegedly 2 to 1 jobs available for everyone seeking one, but you have to pass a mid-level manager's hiring process, and that doesn't exist. So again, practically there are no jobs available because you have to have one person to give you one opportunity, and that doesn't exist for Brad Bowes. It doesn't, never has been, and never will be. And all of the opportunities I've worked for get stolen from me. So I get one startup opportunity currently. Wouldn't generate enough income for me to pay $20,000-$30,000 a year. I wouldn't. And so I've looked into more businesses about buying one. Again, that was what would occur. I would buy a business, it would fail, I'd be out $150K, and I'd be back at zero instantly. That is what the fuck would occur. Nothing I touch turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to stone. But there's no way to get a job, man. My constitutional rights, my family's disgusting. I hate my life. I can't speak freely, or we talk about free speech, and that's it for the talking points for today. So we talk free speech being not a legal concept. I can't state facts without societal blowback from my parents, or my mom, or my dad, or their cunty little fucking friends. And they are 14-year-old children that have been privileged their entire fucking life. So if you can speak to anybody about your life, and again, I don't need a therapist, for fuck's sake, stop pelting me with your insecurities. Pay me my fucking money and let me leave your fucking hell shithole that is the United States of America. But on the job hunt, right, I have language skill sets that far surpass everybody. That company over there, maybe you have 50 applicants that have the same economics background, which none of them have the same economics background as me. Maybe you need somebody to go to fucking France, or go to fucking Spain, or Portugal, or where the fuck ever. And I can learn any language, the phonetics, the training of my vocabulary. I can speak any language today, and I can learn the semantics or structure. Grammar is intuitively apparent to me, and I could learn the semantic meanings or build a vocabulary of any language in under a fucking week. So the value I could bring to a company of trying to expand to this country or that country, I could go fucking anywhere, and I want the fuck out of here. And so the narrowing of my skill set should put me at the top of all of these fucking lists. But of course, the people that would hire me know who the fuck I am and are not allowed to interact with me. And the people that don't know who I am instantly fucking deny me. Like it's been going on for 29 continuous fucking years. So I will continue to get denigrated, disrespected, and the people say that I'm tense or I'm mad. I'm not. I'm the victim of crime. I was as fucking calm as you possibly could be for the first 3 years of this shit, man. It's never gonna fucking change. Ugh, it's disgusting. Everybody involved is a fucking child killer, and they need to face full punishment for every bit of their actions they've ever committed. And if I have ever become popular enough to speak as a leader in this society, you are done. You people are the fuck out. And I've never met somebody capable of moral behavior. Nobody's ever treated me with decency and respect. Nobody's fulfilled their basic legal obligation, and nobody's fulfilled their basic obligations to be a decent human being to another individual on this fucking planet. As always, my name is Bradley Bowes. I'm being profoundly and extensively tortured. There was nothing I can do. There was nowhere I can go. And there was no one I can call. I will be denigrated, disrespected, and the victim of in crime instinctually until someone allows me to leave this filthy, disgusting fucking country. fuck Americans, fuck this life, give me mines, and fuck you.